Hey everyone, welcome back to Buzzworthy. I'm your host, Lancity Harris. I dive into the rare stories entrepreneurs tell about building their businesses, but most importantly, themselves. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Buzzworthy, everyone. My name's Lancity Harris, your host of Buzzworthy, and today we have Precious Aigbe from Lancity. And Precious's story might sound like your story, especially in today's climate when so many people are being laid off. But what do you turn that opportunity into? And Precious is going to tell us his story about that. Thanks for being here, Precious.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
When I first heard your story, I was really taken back by it with the authenticity that really shined through you. And when I sit down and talk to entrepreneurs, I really like to understand, where does this come from? Because things like authenticity, we tend to lose it on our way as we grow up. But when you think back before your entrepreneurial journey even started, what are some of the things that you think that set you up for this moment when it's typically a hard moment for a lot of people, but you turned it into something else?
Right. So that's a very beautiful question. Thank you for asking. I would say it goes all the way back to being raised in a home of 6 kids. So I was one of 6 kids.
Yeah.
And growing up in Nigeria, Africa, it was quite a challenge.
Yeah.
You had to push through. You had to be sort of the best for you to excel at anything. So I developed some excellence by just thriving and surviving through, right? Went through high school and just found every opportunity to be a better version of myself.
Yeah.
Right. So that drive helped to, even for my career, when I was working at different industries in different roles, I ensured that I had that drive in my mind and I always tried to be the best.
Yeah.
So that excellence, it sort of has channeled through everything that I do. And one of the parts of excellence is that you have to, it comes from within.
Yeah.
So it's one of the output of excellence is authenticity, because to be excellent continuously, you have to be your authentic self.
Because it's not just a game you're playing,
Exactly.
right? Because you get tired. It's hard.
It's hard, yeah.
To do it consistently. So if it's not coming from a really great place, then how could it be
Exactly.
sustainable?
Exactly. So authenticity came up, right? It had to come because for you to consistently show up and be that person that delivers on trust,
Yeah.
you have to be authentic. So that's how I became authentic. So it's not like I woke up one day and I'm like, you know what? Let's be an authentic self. No, it was an output of continuous actions and results of being excellent.
And it's a little bit risky too.
Yeah.
Right? Because we live in a world that's super judgmental, right?
Absolutely.
Everyone's images are so curated online. Everyone's careers are so curated and overly planned in a way. And so when you step out of this mold that everyone is trying to fit into or is curating for themselves, it becomes risky because then it's just like you sort of become othered in authenticity sometimes.
Right.
Your opinions might not line up with other people.
Yeah.
And so I think that is also such a critical part of entrepreneurship, which is probably one of the things that helps set you up to now go on this journey,
Yeah.
a risk-taking journey, which
Absolutely.
entrepreneurship is great. And I think authenticity is an incredible part of anyone that once it exists, like it'll take you places that nothing else will.
Yes, I absolutely agree, because the entrepreneurial journey is sort of away from the crowd, right? Everybody does things in one way, and then you decide that, you know what, I'm going head on with this. Risky as it is, I'm going into it,
Yeah.
right? You need a sense of worth. You need a sense of an understanding of yourself. You need a sense of because it's hard. It's very hard to be an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to build businesses that succeed and that do well, right? So when you have some conviction, and that's where authenticity comes in, you keep going. Yes, this is a very judgmental world. People have their opinions about everything. But if you stay true to yourself, if you stay true to what you believe in, work hard and stay diligent, I'm right on track, I think.
You are right on track. And so that leads us into, you know, your authenticity showed up in a space where it's hard, like I mentioned earlier. And, you know, you've told me your story before. You're sort of a digital marketer, and that was your career path. So tell me about your career path that ultimately led to that moment when you decided entrepreneurship has chosen me and now I'm just going to stick with it.
Absolutely. I would say my career path has always prepared me for this. I, honestly, I would say everything in my life has prepared me to become an entrepreneur, right? Because I grew up in a home like I mentioned where it was sort of a contest, you know, and that inspired built in me a drive for more, you know. Then I brought that into my career where I had to learn digital marketing and I became a digital marketer, and I also was a product manager. So as a product manager, I built products. One of the companies that I built products for, they are currently, as at the last valuation, they are worth tens of millions of dollars,
Amazing.
and they have subsidiaries. I was speaking with the CEO. So I built that in 2020 in the heat of COVID.
Yeah.
Right. I was still in Nigeria then, and I built a product that they used to go into the market and get lots of funding, and now they are tens of millions of dollars company.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought to myself, when it was time for me to get into entrepreneurship, I've done this before.
Yeah.
I've done this for people. I'm ready. I mean, I would share part of my story, right? But I didn't come in here to entrepreneurship by choice in a way. I got yanked into it, you know. So I got laid off from a very good job that I had, which was excellent. The team was great, everything, but some government policies and laws made it hard for the organization to still have funding. So there was a mass layoff and my entire department got affected. And then I realized that, hold up, I think it's time for a pivot. I think it's time to actually do something that's within your control, something that can
Yeah.
help you live the life that you have. And
Is it okay for me to just give more context to that? Because, you know, obviously we're in Canada,
Right.
and some of the policies you talked about that changed were sort of the rules around international students. And,
Absolutely.
And you actually worked for
A college.
a post-secondary institution,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people were affected in that way. And so it's not like you were just part of this other thing. You were part of kind of like a government policy that came in that affected your job at an institutional level and across the board,
Right.
right? So I think it's good for people to understand. It's just like, you know, you were part of this massive group of people
Right.
that, you know, got laid off at that particular point in time.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for providing the context, right? Because it was nationwide, province-wide, like all of Ontario, especially Ontario got the biggest hit
Yeah.
because, of course, population and all. Colleges across board were affected, and there was a mass layoff across. So it wasn't something that was born out of my inability to perform or inadequacies. None of that.
Yeah.
I was excellent at my job. So yeah, after the layoff, I thought to myself, what's the next step, right?
Yeah.
If I decided to go back into paid employment, what are the chances that I won't get laid off again,
Yeah.
right?
Great
So,
question.
yeah, I'm
Great
like,
question.
I had to sit with myself. I had to sit with myself, and I had honest conversations. You're great at your job, yes, but there are so many external factors that can affect you being an employee that are outside of your control.
Yeah.
So how about try to control something? How about create something that you can control? You know, that led me to entrepreneurship. You know, but knowing that entrepreneurship is a hard journey, I knew that I wasn't going to do this just because it was the next thing to do. I had to ask other questions. Can you do this? Have you done this before?
Yeah.
Right? That I brought up my brag sheet. So my brag sheet is like a list of accomplishments that I've had in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I did this. This company exists now. They have 3 subsidiaries. I created the first version ever from an idea
Yeah.
of the founder. And I'm like, I can do this. And so I did it.
So what else is on your brag sheet? I like that. I should have a brag sheet.
You should, absolutely. You should. My brag sheet is long.
I love it.
Very long. So
Give us 2 highlights.
2, I am a professor.
Oh.
I do not have a PhD, so I'm an adjunct professor. And that came because someone saw me and said, you are a very bright person. Here's this job. Like, I know you would do great at it. And I did so good at it. I am still doing very good at it.
Yeah.
That is a testament of the years of consistent excellence that I have put into myself and my work that makes for everything that I do to just come out good.
I love the story behind this. Can you tell it?
I do. Yes, I can. So I came into Canada as an international student, and I was in school, and a professor that had us for 7 weeks. After the 7 weeks, she left, of course, to move on to other things. But then she became, months down the line, she became an associate dean. And then she reached out to me and she said, Precious, I remember when I taught you, you stood out as a student. Everything you did was excellent. But one of the things I saw was that you were very helpful. You helped your classmates with their assignments or whatever. You were active in class. I saw how you just had an active, energetic, helpful spirit. And here is an opportunity to teach grade 11 and grade 12 students. Would you be open to do it? And I have a degree, a bachelor's degree in education. So she mentioned that seeing that you have this experience teaching, you have education teaching, it would be fantastic for you to take on this role. So I never applied for it.
Natural fit.
Yeah, exactly. I never applied for it. I never thought that it was possible to actually get a job as a professor just 2 months after you finish as a student.
Yeah.
You know, so it goes back to being authentic.
Yes.
Because I was just being myself. I didn't think that there was an end goal, right? I wasn't helping my peers to, people like to get very systematic and very strategic.
Performative.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't doing that. I was just being my authentic self, right? And then someone picked it out. My professor picked it out, and when the opportunity came, she handed me the job. I went through the process, due diligence, and everybody saw that I was actually a perfect fit for it, and that's how I got it.
Wow. I think that story really exemplifies, back to the authenticity, doing things because you actually really love them.
Absolutely.
And others will recognize it. And I think it's also such a good leap into what you're actually doing as well, too.
Yeah.
Which is so foundational to see that this experience that happened years ago really kind of was like the beginning of that trampoline to push you into your business itself.
Right.
So I know we're talking about the brag sheet, and maybe you have another brag. We'll do a brag before the episode ends.
Okay.
But, from that experience, and then now that you're laid off and having these honest conversations with yourself, what pushed you? What was that straw that said, yes, I am Precious. I've done it before. I have the history. I can do it again, and I'm going to do it for myself this time.
Right. I mean, the story goes back, right, before it comes forward. So one of the things that I missed out when I was having my conversation with myself was asking. So this was also part of, there's a spiritual aspect to it, right? Because I prayed.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I felt like God was saying to me was, what do you have in your hands?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, nothing. Like, I just got laid off, you know. but that wasn't true, because the previous year, that was 2024, I had been helping my community with exam, English proficiency exam.
Yeah.
So I wrote my exam. I had very short time to practice, but I wrote it and I did very, very good. And then my friends were like, "Oh my God, you did this. How did you do it? Show me." And I'm like, "Sure." I started to teach people for free. I hosted Zoom classes every month. I did further research, gathered the best materials, resources, and I was just sharing. And I got mind-blowing testimonies. I had people whose results were the highest they got the best result ever.
Wow.
Like they maxed out the scores, right? And I'm like, okay. So I did that every other month after I wrote my exam. You know, so I was helping my community. I would post it. I would create. It was a one-man team. I would create the flyer, create the website, because I have a knack for excellence. So I made everything very good. Even if it was free, even if they were not paying for it,
Yeah.
I made it very good. And people were like, "This is so good." The slides, everything was top-notch, right? So I did that consistently for a couple of months. And then when this question, "What do you have in your hands?" came in, I'm like, well, there's that. And then the next day, a friend of mine calls me out of the blues and he's like, "Precious, do you realize that what you have there could be turned into a business?
Yeah.
Like, instead of having it as a service, you could productize it, make it into a platform where people can actually use it and it can scale."
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, hold on. That is true. I love teaching, and I've been teaching this for months consistently, and I've gotten results from it. So many people were getting excellent results, and they were just pouring praise. They're like, "Precious, thank you," because the exam is so crucial. It's English proficiency exam that you need for a permanent residence.
Okay.
So I was helping people achieve their permanent residence dream in Canada.
I didn't actually know that was a thing. And
Oh yeah, it's compulsory. You must do it.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, this year, the government has even made it more crucial
Okay.
for international students to get their work permit. They have to write the exam,
Okay.
right? So it serves multiple purposes. And then for people to become licensed immigration consultant, they have to write the exam. So I saw that I was actually beyond just doing a service. I was helping people achieve their life goals,
Yeah.
right? The dreams they needed to achieve by getting permanent residence. I have been doing this consistently. And then I'm like, okay, I know a little about product, not a little, I know a lot about product management. I know how to build products. And here is a product. I know something about marketing. Here is a product to market. I know something about entrepreneurship because I've been doing it before in multiple little ways. Here is something, and I have this in my hands. Why not put it together and create a business?
And start building.
Yes.
And that's when
Lancity, and that's where Lancity is born. Lancity is actually a short for language city. So it's like land city. So I'm in my head and the vision, we are building a city for languages. So it starts off with English, but it transcends into French and any other proficiency exams that people need.
I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words because, and I've heard this story before, but it's such a good story. I think in terms of, having a problem that's right in your hands, and not realizing the opportunities we hold sometimes in order for us to build something that is meaningful.
Right.
Like every experience that might be uncomfortable or anything that you're really interested in, there's always that opportunity. And especially because you started doing this organically.
Right.
Right? I always find it, really inspiring when people that are just doing things that they love on the side turn into something else versus going out to look for a problem to solve it just so you can be in another, be in this category. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, but it's always so inspiring to know that no matter how small you start, and I think that's the point I'm trying to get to, is the smallest things can take you further places sometimes. Absolutely. Because when you come into sort of the startup world, there's always like, build your MVP. Do you have customers? Is there a real problem? Is, are you answering all those questions? Is there demand for this product and this program that you're building? But you had already done all of that inadvertently.
Yes.
Right? The market came to you.
Absolutely.
And no one might know that this might even be a market people need to address. But immigration is such a big thing globally. Like everybody is moving. Like a lot of people don't have roots from the places they live anymore.
Absolutely.
So this is incredible, and I think it's great that you took that time to reflect and you really looked hard. And so I think that's the important work that I think a lot of people don't realize that entrepreneurship pushes you into is looking at yourself in the mirror.
Absolutely.
And having the most difficult conversations and making the hardest choices. And I think in the short term, those hard choices always feel like so daunting, but eventually they pay off. And here's, a choice you made to stick with entrepreneurship and, bring to life Lancity. Where are you now with Lancity, and how can people engage with Lancity?
Absolutely. Lancity.co. As easy as that. That's our website, lancity.co. That's our website. And right now, what we have is we have a unique platform that is super intelligent. So we have integrated some AI features into it, where if students come in to study, they have a personalized pathways. So it's not generic YouTube videos or some information random. It's like it understands your study pattern, and then it recommends study resources to help you. Outside of that, so the exam, I would break the exam into, I would disintegrate the exam just so you have a picture of it.
Yeah.
The exam tests on 4 different parts: listening, reading, writing, and speaking.
Okay.
That's the nature of the exam. So what we have done and built so far is a very intelligent artificial intelligence system that helps with reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So for example, we have hundreds of mock questions. We have practice questions. That's what practice questions, where you come in, you take the writing test, and then the AI grades you, right? And tells you that, well, with this, you are at a 7, but to get to a 10, this is what you need to do.
Okay.
And then you have an opportunity to rewrite. That way you're practicing, like you have your personal tutor or coach to help you, but his AI is a smart intelligence system, right?
Yeah.
So that is called Lancity. We call her Lancity. She is our AI tutor, right? So with that, and speaking as well. So let's say you go on and you're nervous about speaking, you're nervous about your accent, or wondering if your accent would be a hindrance. There are practice questions there where you just hit record on either your mobile device or your laptop, and you speak.
Yeah.
So speaking also, where we have, let's say you're worried about your accent or worried about your speaking, what level you will get to. You will come on our platform, get on one of the practice questions, hit record, speak like you would in the exam, and then our system, Lancity, would grade you and say that, well, you spoke well, but you had a lot of you had a lot of filler words. This will most likely be a 6. For you to get to a 10, improve on these areas. Do you want to try again?
Yeah.
So students can try as often as they can until they get to a score they're comfortable with. Then they can go for the exam, because the exam is quite pricey. It's like $290 Canadian dollar plus taxes, depending on where you are. So we don't want that people have to take the exam to be sure of where they would be.
Especially students.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of, and it takes time, effort to write an exam and rewrite it. And so many people don't feel very confident when they fail the first time.
Yeah.
Right? So how about you have a system that can sort of prepare you, and you say that, okay, now I'm more confident to take this exam, then you take it. But also, beyond the AI system, we also have human interactions, because I'm a trained, certified teacher, certified in Canada and in Nigeria, right? So I love teaching. So we also have monthly and weekly human coaching sessions.
Oh, good.
Where if beyond the AI system, we still say, okay, how have you been? What's been going on? And then we help you. We have coaches. We have tens of coaches that are on our platform now, and we are recruiting some more to sort of help our students. Basically, we want that when you come on Lancity, you leave with your expected score.
Yeah.
That's it. So we have curated the best resources on the internet. Actually, one of our users called us the Netflix for self-pip.
Wow.
Right. So yeah, because we have a variety of resources, right? Videos, PDFs, blog-like resources, and literally everything. So if our users feel like they tell us that, oh, you know what, we need podcasts to succeed, we'll create it for them. Because we have interactions with our users almost daily to sort of ask, how can we better serve you, right? We are constantly reading and researching on learning abilities and how people learn, like the different models that people learn with, and implementing all of those. So it's not just a platform, it's an intelligent system that is constantly evolving to help the users in any area that they are in. And the benefit, one of the good things is that I've mentioned over and again that I'm a teacher, right? So and teachers have this empathy, this empathetic touch and feel.
A good teacher.
A good teacher, right? Yeah, so I have that, and it helps me to listen to my users. It helps me to connect with them, and I say, okay, so you prefer to learn in this manner, and I'm sure there are other people like you. Let's create another feature or something that can help you. How can we help you at every stage that you are?
It's really, I think, going back, and I know we'll do this probably a few times, but in order to create a system like that and use AI really well, is having a system that that works already.
Yes.
And I sort of had this conversation with, another podcast guest where we were talking about, people in industries right now. Everyone's trying to grab onto AI. However, AI hallucinates quite a bit.
Yes.
Even very recently, I was just on Google just to see where our podcast is ranking. And I asked Google, what is this buzzworthy podcast? And Google's AI came up and said that, it was correct about what the podcast was about, but then it said that the host was someone else completely different.
Wow.
And that the podcast had a co-host. And I was just like, what? Yeah. So even Google's AI is like hallucinating and getting things wrong. So when you have sort of systems that work really well already, then you sort of bring in AI. That's where I think the real power of AI shines really well.
Absolutely.
So it's great to see that work was done up front.
Yes.
When you weren't even planning to put AI into anything.
Yeah.
And now you have that system where it's iterative, where it's giving feedback the way it needs to give feedback. And then that creates this like compounding effect of like really rapid quality learning, which is what you're providing. So people can pass the test, but you're just not only allowing them to pass the test. They can function in a world
Yes.
that they're not used to, where the language is a second or third or fourth language for them, and they can have that level of confidence. So it's not even just passing the test that I see that you're doing. You're giving them a level of confidence they can go to interviews with. They can do presentations at the jobs that they'll eventually get. They can do presentations at school, whatever that is. They can become entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
And having to pitch their business. So something like this is, I see it, yes, it provides this really tangible transaction, but it's like a whole other level of how do you elevate someone's life to bring them into a culture, bring them into a country, and have them feel a bit more a part of it in that way.
Absolutely. I love how you capture this. It resonates with what I think whenever I think about this.
Yeah.
It's beyond just passing an exam. It's because these 4 areas of the exam covers almost everything about life: reading, speaking, listening, and writing. You would interact with people and across these 4 areas. So if we can help you because to get those high scores, the exam is quite tough. Right? So, and as it should be.
Do you know the fail rate?
I did, but I wouldn't want to give statistics that haven't confirmed
That's okay.
I haven't confirmed now. But it's quite high.
Okay.
It's quite high, the fail rate. So that's why this is a problem that we are trying to solve.
Yeah.
Right? We're trying to help the government. I understand why they have the exam.
It's necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary. So we are also creating like a necessary system to help assist. So one of the things that we're also looking at is a lot of partnerships with like immigration settlements, immigration consultants, with institutions. So our goal is by next year, hopefully, would have some partnerships with post-secondary institutions.
Amazing.
To sort of just transition their students, international students or whatnot, into Lancity to just help them continue on their journey. And so that's one of the things that is very crucial and top of mind for us.
Yeah.
And then, go on.
I mean, even for the universities themselves, like, it could also be a marker of like, for like even admissions to the university. How can the university use it from an admissions perspective to say, can the student actually come over from this other country where English is not their first language and actually learn in this environment to maximize the money that they're paying? Because international student fees are
a lot.
I, as a Canadian, I accidentally, when I was in university, they accidentally classified me as an international student.
Oh.
And I didn't know, and I got locked out of all of my classes, my emails and everything. And so I had to go to the admissions desk and be like, why am I locked out? They're like, you still owe us $20,000 for this semester. I'm like, excuse me? What? And that's when I found out how much international students pay. Like, it is no joke. Like, so if you're going to invest that money, then I think it's fair for the school to say, meet the standard. So whenever you come here, you can truly excel. And Lancity could be sort of that
very cool. That helps.
Yeah. And also, how do you keep those potential students?
Right.
And get them to the standard that you need to get them to.
Yes, you know what? That is so brilliant. I didn't think of it from that angle. I didn't think of it for pre-admission. I thought of it from post, right? I thought of it, from the graduate part, but I didn't think of it from entry.
You're welcome.
You know what? Let's get big. I owe you. I got you. Okay, so, and I think it's very brilliant, right? Because one of the fears that institutions have as well is these people that are coming, these students that are coming from all over the world, can they excel in the Canadian market?
Yeah.
Can they excel? Can they have communications? Can they have conversations? Right? I know that colleges have an ESL program, like English Second Language program, right? But that is also like extra. Like, students have to pay extra for it or something. But with Lancity, we can even make the process a lot easier for them, right? I would think that this would actually do a lot of good for higher education. And the educational space in general, right? Because people need this. So for now, this is where we are. Where would evolve to? The sky has no
Sky's
limits.
the limit.
The sky
That's
is not the
true.
limit. Sky is just the springboard, right? Because
You're right.
it could go in many directions.
So many.
I see different possibilities already. One of it is that in the near future, and I'm saying this here first, so trademark. This will be an all-in-one immigration platform, right? Where we have every service from pre to arrival, to and then the language exam, and then to actually get a permanent resident, get your citizenship, like the entire journey.
Yeah.
Lancity covers it.
Interesting. I have different thoughts about it, but we can talk about it off camera.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah. Let's chat about it, because I think there's a different path for you that is beyond the sky. That I think is possible with this, because selfishly, I love Italy, and I would love to live there like part-time, like 3 months, 4 months out of the year. That's my future self.
Okay.
3 months out of the year, but I would love to learn the language.
Right.
And I don't necessarily think, Lancity going into the space of competing with places like Duolingo and is necessarily it. But I think there's an opportunity around there that could be something that's interesting for you to explore.
Absolutely. I think when we so that's the good part of an iterative business is that we have users and we constantly have conversations with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this phase now, what would you most likely need next, right? And we help. So we have conversations with even people that are outside of our primary users, and we speak with them and we say, okay, what would you? So we've already perfected our proprietary system for say CELPIP that you're launching, and then IELTS and French. So we already have those on lock, right? And then we look at the next opportunity. We say, okay, is it the next language or the next? So whatever vertical we can move across, and we can create features and even subsidiary products for it.
Yeah.
But this, I believe, is the start of something absolutely beautiful. We could work with the government, open to work with the government to sort of create a very robust system that helps people pre-immigration, post-immigration, and even outside of Canada. We are open to the world. So yeah. Exciting times ahead.
A very exciting times ahead. So in this journey so far, because you were laid off in early January or last year?
Late January.
Late January 2025. And we're recording this in August. What have you learned what's the one thing you've learned taken such a big step into entrepreneurship once you decided, all right, I'm not going to go the employment route, because there's risk there too, right?
Yeah.
Like there's risk to sort of leave your paycheck and your world in someone else's hand, to some degree. But obviously we need money to live. That's the world we live in.
Absolutely.
What's one of the things that Precious had to overcome when he stepped in as an entrepreneur and decided this is where I wanted to go?
That's a very good question. You know how you hear that entrepreneurship is hard?
Yeah.
But you don't know how hard it is until you get in?
Yeah.
It is hard. So one of the things that I had to come to terms with is, am I ready for this? Like, is this the path I want to go down?
Yeah.
So it's dealing with that version of hard for me. And especially financially, because it's expensive.
Yeah.
I know I'm talking of building this, speaking with users. It is costing money, a lot of money, and especially when there isn't an income coming in
Yeah.
that is substantial, because we are at the phase where we are putting in a lot of money, not exactly getting so much.
Yeah.
Um,
It's still early days. So
it's
the
very
investment
yes,
is high.
it's very early. Like we just
Yeah.
launched like what 2-3 months ago. So this is the investment heavy era where I'm spending almost everything that I had saved,
Yeah.
while still living,
Yeah.
right, and surviving and paying bills that don't stop, right?
Yeah. There's no break. There's no break.
Bills don't be like, oh my God, you got laid off. You know what? Let's chill. Nope.
No.
So that's one of the biggest hurdles that I would say I'm currently facing, because I mean we are speaking about this in August. It's still ongoing. I just got laid off like in January at the start of the year. Nobody likes that. Where you in the previous year you had plans. I'm a planner, right? So I had plans for the year, what I would do with my money, how I would do, and all of this, and boom, January comes and
Out the window.
yes.
Yeah.
So I had to do. I'm still doing a lot of restructuring and planning, and sort of trying to see how I can get as much by with what I have. I know that there are funding opportunities in the future. We don't have any yet.
Yeah.
But you need to have something worthy that the investors or angel investors or equity investors can see and be interested in. So that's what we're building now. So I would say financial challenge is one of the hardest part. Because with the right amount of money, you could get the right team, right? Look at Mark Zuckerberg. He's paying individuals $250 million just to poach them.
Yeah.
So I would have said the right team, but I know that it boils down to financial, right? Because yes, even if these people will work for the vision, they need to pay their bills, and you need people that are well compensated, right? So that's one of the biggest hurdles that we are currently trying to navigate. Yeah.
So are you going to be looking to raise funds soon?
Soon is yes to soon, but how soon that is, I wouldn't say. Not immediately, right? Because
Not this year.
not this year. No,
Okay.
no. We want to bootstrap for a while. I want to see that the business is generating revenue,
Yeah.
and when we are at a comfortable place, then we go for funds. We don't want to build with investors' money, if that makes sense.
You want to scale with investors.
Yes, we want to scale with investors' money. We don't want to start off the run, because it equates a lot of pressure, and I feel like we will lose our authentic self, because then we'll be pushing to try and meet the money goal, right, rather than serve the people. So we want to serve the people, and then when it's time for us to get to the wider world, then we can get some more investment to help us as a vehicle.
Get to that level.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's such an important conversation, especially for tech companies, because there's this, what's the word I want to use? There is this particular type of clout.
Yes.
That I think a lot of companies get without a lot of merit. Just simply some people believing in them for whatever reason it is.
Yeah.
And those companies get funding, they get all this money, and then it's just like, okay, now show us the business.
Right.
Where is the business?
Yeah.
What is the business actually doing? And I think every company should go through this like certain level of bootstrapping, especially when you're not necessarily what's considered deep tech, where there's so much research and the time to market is super, super long. Like, let's get it out there. Let's test it. Let's see, is this truly viable?
Absolutely.
And I think that creates a different level of grit in an entrepreneur, because you truly have to be scrappy about it.
Yes.
You have to be so creative. You have to solve problems in ways that you just never thought would be solved.
Yes.
And I think these days make great entrepreneurs for someone that's going, that really long journey. And it's not just about how do we get to millions and in our bank account, because at the end of the day, I think I'd be more stressed out with the money just going away and nothing coming in.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously within reasons, like you're spending $2 million a year, but your revenue is 100,000 or less. And like I would cry every night going to sleep.
I know. I would lose my peace.
Yeah.
And without peace, there's no. I can't be creative under so much chaos.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, entrepreneurship is chaos in itself, but it's organized chaos.
Yes.
I need peace to create, right? And if I have people breathing down my neck because they gave me money, and I don't have something working, there'll be too much chaos.
Yeah.
Right. So, I know, like you said, this is not the path that's usually taken, and we are open to angel investment, right? Yeah. Family and friend funding, and just people who believe in us, just giving us money for it. We are open to that. But equity, where there is a very crazy demand that is waiting for us, we would get there, but at this moment, I wouldn't say we are there just yet.
Yeah.
Because we want to serve people so much that it's a no-brainer when we have money coming in.
Yeah.
When we have investment, this has worked over time.
Yeah.
We have tried it. We have gone through the grit process. We have built the systems. We have built both the operational systems, the technology. Everything works. Now let's scale.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that, and I think it's a refreshing way to hear founders talk about how they build their business, versus just going after the money. Because when you have money to spend on things, you lose the creativity.
Yeah.
Because now everything you need is accessible to you.
Yes.
There's no how do I get this done? It doesn't create that pressure that creates diamonds. So that's how I look at bootstrapping, and maybe that's just bias because I'm bootstrapping my company as well too.
Okay.
And I'll say, even after all of these years, yes, bootstrapping's hard. Yes, I still live at my parents' house. But the creativity that's come out of me in the past few years doing this the way I'm doing it is remarkable. And, I should put some of those things on my brag sheet.
You should, absolutely. You absolutely should.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the most important parts of building a business is building the individual that builds the business.
That's what this whole podcast is about. Literally what this whole podcast is about. Because, if you can't build the individual to overcome so many of the things you have to as a person, how can you build the business?
Exactly. Because personally, I don't want to be a billionaire who just has money but does not have stories to tell. I don't want to be a war hero who doesn't have scars.
Yeah.
Right? So all of this process they're part of my scars. So that when in the next, 5 years or 10 years, I'm a multi-billionaire, have multiple companies, people will be like, where did he come from? And I'll say, well, go look at our Buzzworthy podcast episode in August of 2025, right?
Yeah.
And so entrepreneurship, yes, is building business, but it's building the individual that builds the business, because we as entrepreneurs tend to forget ourselves in the journey.
We do.
We tend to focus on all the users, focus on business, focus on the money, focus on the staff, and then we forget that we are people who are constantly being built.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why
you can lose yourself in building like that.
Yes.
Though, right?
Yes.
So what are some things are you doing to make sure you don't lose Precious in this chaos?
Yes, that's a very good question. One of the things that I'm doing is speaking with successful founders and asking them, what would you have done differently when you started? Right? The last founder I spoke with, he said he would spend more time with his family. Yeah. Right? And I'm like, okay, I'm doing that. So I'm taking the lessons and the learning from people who have gone ahead.
Yeah.
And so I'm not having to learn from my own experiences.
Yeah.
Because it's painful to learn from your experience. Yeah, they say experience is the best teacher, but it doesn't have to be your experience.
It doesn't have to be.
Right. So another thing I'm doing, I'm taking hobbies outside of my business. So I'm taking hobbies that have no connection with
What you do.
So I don't sit on the computer 24/7. I go out, I play tennis. If it's warm, I hike, I run, I do all of these physical activities.
Yeah.
I play a lot, things that would show me that I am me. Things so I don't get drowned in the business or drowned in building,
Yeah.
that I forget to build myself.
Yeah.
I constantly study books, podcasts, videos, consume information that would elevate my mind,
Yeah.
that would inspire me, right? I take my relationship with God more serious, so that I don't get, basically, whatever you have to do to stay afloat, you need to do it.
Yeah.
Because I read some entrepreneur who sold his business for millions of dollars, and he was depressed.
Oh yeah. It happens all the time.
Yes, because now it's like, okay, I've a successful exit. What do I do with myself? There is nothing else. They have no self outside of the business self.
Yeah.
Right. So they are just known by the title of founder of this, co-founder of that, CEO of that. Well, what's your identity outside of that?
Exactly.
Right. That's the real question that we should be asking. So I still do things that I love. I still teach. I still teach every now and again, outside of teaching for Lancity, right? I still mentor young people. I still do all of these things to make sure that I am living a life that is outside of my business, but still very productive.
Yeah. That's really inspiring to me, and I wish I heard someone else talk about entrepreneurship in that way.
That's why this episode has to go viral.
It will go viral, because truthfully, actually I haven't said this on air at all, but at the beginning of this year, I was so depleted. I was completely depleted from about 3 solid years of just
Grind.
my business in charge. And I wasn't doing the fun things anymore, nothing. So like this year, I did exactly what you're doing. Like I decided to reshape what my life looked like. And it's been great. And I've seen so much difference in the business itself when I'm not even in it.
Yes.
And that made me see that I had, at least for me, the wrong perspective for about 3 years because I was so tired. I had nothing that actually recharged me.
Yeah.
Like I love cooking. I love like music and dancing and, theater and arts in general is sort of my thing. And so I sort of returned to a lot of that this year, and it has changed the trajectory of a lot. And Buzzworthy is one of those things because I had put it on hold in 2023 when things in my business became a lot more active and it needed me a little bit more. But I didn't realize that putting something like this on hold was going to create more of a void that I actually needed as the human Shalacia versus anyone and anything else. Yeah,
it's absolutely accurate because entrepreneurship is hard. When you get on that grind, it's almost like it's like a treadmill, right? When you're on it, it's like you have to pause or stop to get off, right? So it's hard to look sideways when you're focused on the goal. You're just getting the next big thing, and then because there's no end race, there's no pinnacle, right? There's no destination.
Yeah.
The journey is the journey.
Yeah.
Like the beauty of the journey is the journey itself. So the process is part of the journey, and that's the goal for me. So every moment, I'm trying to find something that I can enjoy in the moment, right? Right now, you are at the grinding, hard, sleepless phase, broken codes, broken everything, and you're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to live through this. I'm not trying to skip out of this. I'm moving to the part where we're a profitable business with hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But what am I doing with this time? You know, and also how am I trying not to lose my. So for me, it's like muscles. It's like training at the gym. So I'm training now to get bigger muscles for when we are bigger.
Yeah.
Because what happens is, for some entrepreneurs who get a big break too quickly, they realize that it crushes them,
It does.
right? So I'm not trying to skip through the process. I'm trying to grow through the process, right? So when I grow through the process, I'm bigger because I'm very confident that this would be big.
It will.
Now, if for some reason it doesn't get as successful as I think it will, I would have learned a lot.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
would not get depressed or frustrated because I'm taking it as a process. I'm enjoying the journey, right? My mind is not focused on, you know what? I will get happy when we hit $1 million
Yeah.
in monthly recurring revenue. No. Each stage is part of the journey. So yeah.
And you find joy in every moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. This has been, a refreshing conversation. I really, really enjoyed it. But before we leave, we have 3 questions.
Okay.
Like we ask all of our entrepreneurs. So, you've not actually even reached 1 year in
Yeah.
business yet. But you know what? You could be 1 week into entrepreneurship and you've already learned a lot. So, what is one thing in your journey so far are you going to leave behind?
Like procrastination.
Why procrastination? Do you procrastinate a lot?
I do actually. As hard as I do not like to say that I do, but move quickly. That's the thing. Like, do what you have to do quickly. It looks like I'm fast, right? Because it's a few months in the process.
Yeah.
But Precious has put a lot of pressure on Precious, so I would love to have moved faster.
So you want to put more pressure, more pressure on yourself?
Well, I don't know if this is enough pressure. Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. No, maybe now that I'm saying it out loud, I think I need to take it a lot more easy on myself. But yeah, one thing I will leave behind is not taking immediate action. Like, I know it sounds like instant action. No, don't be stuck in the pool of analysis paralysis, where you try to analyze things, because I have a knack for perfection. Well, now I call it excellence. So I say I'm a recovering perfectionist. So I'm recovering. I've moved away from that. So one thing is, when go, and go, like just run. Don't overanalyze it. You fix it as you move on.
Yeah.
As long as it's not life-threatening, move.
So you are leaving behind delay.
Yes, delay.
Delay.
Yes, I'm leaving behind delay.
Yeah.
Thank you for using one word.
That's actually that's a good one. That's a good one. But I think there's a balance sometimes with delay, because some things I think, yeah, you just kind of have to let it sit and see how it works out and not action everything.
In this fast-paced, AI-driven world, delay is very dangerous and risky and expensive, right? Because, like, yesterday or 2 days ago, ChatGPT has launched GPT-5. They launched 32 months ago, and they've had multiple versions, and now they are on version 5.
Yeah.
Delay is risky for the business that we are in, right? So maybe for other people, it's okay to sit and wait, but if we sit and wait, government will make a new policy and everything might just turn around. So do what you can now with what you have.
Okay. I understand it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
But
There is a little tiny but.
okay, tell me.
There is a little tiny but, because what I think I've learned is sometimes waiting a little. You don't have to wait for a long time. It also depends on the weight of the decision.
Absolutely.
I think it depends on the weight of the decision.
Yes.
If your gut says do it, at least my gut says do it, it's action now.
Yes.
If I am in a place where it's just like, I don't know, then it's wait and see. Give it a moment. Take a beat.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm with you. Don't delay the big action.
Yes.
There we go. I had to work it out myself, I guess.
No, and it's accurate, right? If I have to give some context, I didn't just jump into this. Like all the times I said I had to sit with myself, I had to have these conversations, that was waiting.
Yeah.
That was not delay in a sense, but that was waiting. So waiting is very essential to grow.
Yes.
You know, so I'm not ruling out the part of waiting. But like you said, when your gut says go, like don't try to make it all perfect before you go.
Correct.
Like
Correct.
go.
Yeah.
The journey gets clearer on the journey.
It does. Like you need that action.
You need that action to get the next step.
You know what? One of our guests said something so profound. I wish we could find it right now, but we obviously can't. It was Rio from Kuko, and I asked her something. We were going through the last bit of these questions, and she said something to the fact of exactly that. And it was the first time I heard it in that kind of context. I was like, ooh, that makes so much sense. Like, your action will clear the path to the direction, regardless of how small that action is. We'll have to, snapshot that little moment and share it again.
Yeah.
But exactly that. I think, yeah, we have to take action and the direction comes.
That is so profound. And for me, that's one thing that I live by. And I got mine from the Bible, right? It says that the path of the just, it shines brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. Meaning the path shines brighter and brighter and brighter. But if you stop and wait for the brightness of the entire path, you won't see it.
Yeah.
So you take a step and then it gets brighter. That's how I think about it. It's like you're in a dark room and you're trying to figure out, how do I move?
Yeah, just go to the light.
Go to the next. Just keep moving and it will get brighter and brighter and brighter. Right? So the action provides the clarity for the direction.
Yeah. Oh, love it. Okay. What is the biggest learning you've had so far?
I'm constantly learning. The biggest learning is such a hard question because I'm in the phase where I'm actually learning the learnings, right? So right now it will be that entrepreneurship is hard. It's expensive. But it requires a version of you that you are. Yes, I think one of the biggest learning is be gracious. Give yourself grace. The version of you that you are experiencing now, you haven't experienced it before.
Yeah.
Right? I had to learn this, right? That's the biggest learning for me. I'm like, okay, Precious, have you ever been a tech entrepreneur before? No. So give yourself grace.
Yeah.
It's like learning to ride the bike. It's like learning to swim. When you do all of this, you give yourself grace. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, you just want to be the greatest.
Yeah.
So give yourself grace to grow. Give yourself grace to become the version of you that can do this. Because I have a principle that I believe and I live by. It's called be, do, have. Right? And again, it's from the Bible. That's where I get all my principles and life lessons from, right? It's in Genesis 1:26 when God gave man the decree or the order. He said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. Right? So the first thing is being. You become a version of what you want to be. You become a version of whatever. I think people skip the being part, right? And want to move into the doing anyways. So the first is being, then doing, then you have, right? So like I became an entrepreneur and now I'm doing the work. And then I would have the result.
Yeah.
So
Because
I did the work.
Yeah.
Right? So be, do, have. So what gets people burnt out a lot is they just move into doing.
Yeah.
But who are you? Like, you see that question? Who are you?
Yeah.
Can you answer that question? That is what being is.
Yeah.
Right? Who are you being? Who are you constantly being? Right? So be, do, have. So the biggest lesson for me is give yourself grace. You are becoming a version of you that you haven't been before.
I like it. I really like it. I feel like I need a T-shirt that says "Be Do Have."
You know what? I'm slapping that on my t-shirt next.
You should.
Because it's such a crucial, like, it can apply to everything. Like, if you are a new parent,
Yeah.
you want to do stuff, but realize that you just became a new parent. Like, live in that moment. Think about that for a minute and be like, hold on.
It's the first time.
This is the first time I'm doing this.
Yeah.
The first time I'm becoming this person.
Yeah.
Right? And then it makes it easier for you to give yourself grace to do. And then you will have the results of it.
Yeah. Wow. Love it. Love it. All the goodness, Precious. And the last one is, what is one thing you're taking into the future with you? What does future Precious need you to be taken forward?
These are just such good questions. Future Precious needs me to take... You can do anything. The idea that you can be and do anything.
I feel like you believe that, though.
Not as much as I should.
Okay.
Yes,
There are levels to it.
Yes. There are levels to it. I need to tell myself that a lot more. Because this is my first entrepreneurship journey, but I don't think it will be my last.
Yeah.
This will grow very big, but I don't think I will stop here. Right? So I need to constantly remind my future self, or my future self needs to be reminded constantly that you got this. You can be and do anything that God has laid in your heart. So with that mindset, I'll crush anything. Right? I'm constantly building it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, there are levels to it. It's like I needed to saturate my mind so much that impossibilities just become one of those rock and pedals that I used to climb higher. So when I see obstacles, it doesn't feel like obstacles, it just feels like stepping stone.
Yeah. I love it. Well, what a more beautiful way to end this podcast. Taking stepping stones.
Yeah.
One day at a time, one moment at a time.
Yes.
Thank you for being here and being a buzzworthy entrepreneur. And I know your journey is, still at the beginning, but what you're doing is incredible. And I think your mindset is going to take you places that you could not even imagine.
Thank you.
So amazing. Congratulations on Lancity.
Thank you.
I'm sure we will have you back in the future.
I can't wait.
As you're buzzing with more things. So thanks so much, Precious.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. This was so refreshing and very unscripted. Like, it's
an organic conversation.
Very organic conversation. And, it's just so good, actually. This has been a very, very rich conversation, and I'm glad that you invited me and I got to share. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me say so many things that I had inside that I didn't know was going to come out, but it all came out very beautifully. And,
it did.
And thank you for spotlighting Lancity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lancity's going places, and can't wait to hopefully experience it myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We're so glad to have you as part of our Buzzworthy community as we grow our network of buzzworthy businesses. Continue to follow us on all the social media platforms at buzzworthy_pod and follow us on whatever platform you're listening to so that you can get the new episodes as soon as they're out. This Buzzworthy podcast could not be done without our incredible team, starting with our music by Khaled Imam, our video and sound engineer, James Clark, Yvette Robichaux, our social media manager, Cesar Cardania, our brand and creative lead, and finally, your host and executive producer, Lancity Harris. We'll see you next week.